It's just, as throughout this conversation, it's just blowing my mind that the kid from the Mongol steppe that lost everything, right? Just had the hardest of lives, is now, uh, yes, a military genius, but also this kind of sage type character to understand the value of religious freedom. I mean, there is a cynical way to see all these things, because he did awfully a lot of things that look like he's a feminist.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, the cynical way to see that is what he saw the value of promoting women in positions of power, because they create a more stable society. And, there's less power struggles, all that. But the reality is, there's a lot of things that look awfully progressive about the things he's implemented, and they stayed.
I'm not trying to say it in modern terms. Right. When you have 1 million people, you've got to use every one. And the men are fighting, and so he left women to administer a lot of things inside the country, the economy in particular, and then in some of the ancillary Turkic kingdoms around the Mongols, such as the Ongut, the Harlich, and different Mongol, and the Uyghur even, were administered by his daughters primarily. And then his wives were in charge of administering the land of Mongolia itself and handling the economy. So he was using the women, but in a very practical way, but it wasn't necessarily in our ideological way. I think it's the same with the environment. I'm not trying to say he was an environmentalist in our modern way, but he passed very strict laws about the use of water and also about not using water, that you couldn't move water into an area to irrigate it. That was violating the earth and violating the water. So they think, a lot of the historians, they think the Mongols are so stupid they let the irrigation system be destroyed. No, it takes more work to destroy an irrigation system than it does to create it. They destroyed those systems out of a policy, and that was, this is going to return to pasture land. This lasted, Kublai Khan was the one who changed that, actually, and then started allowing for more irrigation and the movement of water and things. But Genghis Khan, we can't use these modern terms of like a human rights crusader, or I'm trying to say he's the Democrat in the modern sense, or an environmentalist, or a feminist. But all of this was a part of it. Another part was the protection of envoys. He said every envoy, every ambassador, every messenger is protected from arrest, from torture, and from killing. And if you kill one of ours, we will wipe you out. And in 1240, that was the destruction of Kiev. I mean, this is after Genghis Khan already. There's Agudei Khan, his son, the happy drunk. Agudei Khan's army had come there under Subadai, the greatest general in the history of the world, I would say, Subadai, a person who's not Subadai. It wasn't Genghis Khan, who was for the military part. He was the greatest strategist for organizing everything together. But the military part was Subadai. So Subadai had been there, and they sent in an ambassador who happened to be a woman. Now, some of the Western sources say a daughter of Genghis Khan. I have no evidence of that, and I don't quite believe it, but maybe she was kin to him or something. Some say she was a daughter of Genghis Khan. Others say she was a witch. The people of Kiev decided she was a witch and killed her. Okay, that's it. That's it. Kiev was destroyed for killing a Mongol envoy.
The envoy is a method of communication.
Yes.
In diplomacy.
Yes.
And so if you destroy that method of communication or disrespect it in any way.
Exactly.
And that sends a signal to everybody else.
Yes.
You send an envoy, you respect it.
That's why these plans of it, I say that the making of the modern world, most of the ideas we accept the idea, we don't do the practice. All of us accept today diplomatic freedom. Diplomats are killed around the world yearly. We accept the idea of female equality and emancipation of every way, but in fact, they're enslaved in many parts of the world today. We accept the idea of religious freedom. Oh, but not those people. That's not. Theirs isn't good. Their religion isn't right. But our religion, we will tolerate them, but they got to be more like. No. We only say these things, but the world still hasn't achieved some, and he did achieve these within his empire in his time. He achieved those.